Everyone I know.
Everyone I know.
Everyone I know.
Everyone I know. Welcome to Everyone I Know, the podcast where we argue about the mundane. We're here in the Troy Wonderland.
Troy Wonderland.
Yeah, I'm using new titles, baby. You know, like the Troy Coliseum.
The Coliseum? Who's the emperor?
The emperor of Troy is Uncle Sam.
It's almost like we just did this and fucked it up from a technical perspective and had to do it again.
That's exactly what happened, Brendan. I'm here with my producer, Brendon, who this accident was not his fault.
That is accurate.
How you doing today, Brendan?
I'm just wonderful.
That's great. Are you in the Wonderland of Troy?
I mean, I had to shovel snow, so yes.
Hell yeah.
That sucks owning places, doesn't it?
It sucks owning stuff. I'm also here with my...
If only I didn't have that mortgage that's half as much as rent would be.
Fuck off.
All right, no need to brag.
Yeah.
I'm also here with my brother, Chris.
What's going on, guys? This episode of Everyone You Know is brought... Everyone I know.
What
everyone
the
you know. Everyone I know. Spin-off. Everyone you know.
Just the fellas.
Wow, it's going to be one of those days.
Oh, yeah.
So this episode is brought to you by Audible.com. If you want a free audiobook and a trial for Audible.com, you can go to audibletrial.com/EIK. I am listening to the second book of The Expanse.
Oh, you finished the first one.
I finished the first one. It was fucking great.
No spoilers. Was there an ending? No spoilers.
It led into the second one.
Damn it.
Yep.
Oh, I would have never read it.
For real, though, if you're a fan of sci-fi, The Expanse is one of the best written sci-fi I've ever read. And same with the show. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, we also have, not another sponsor. You're the sponsor.
You're the sponsor, baby.
Only if you went to the Patreon.
Go and give us a goddamn dollar.
Just $1.
Okay, here's the thing about podcast advertising nowadays. It's incredibly exploitative and
super exploitative.
and it basically hinges on us selling products that suck.
Not a salesman.
Not a salesman, a podcast host, not a salesman. So if you just want to give us a fucking dollar
For bringing you gold.
every month, it's a free service. Really, all we need is just to cover hosting fees.
Yeah, the podcast will always be free. But shout out to our two patrons that aren't me and Andy.
Yeah.
Ryan, thanks for being a patron, dude.
Yeah, and
Appreciate
thanks for
it.
being our
see you-
cousin.
Yeah, thanks for being our cousin. We'll see you. I won't see you at Thanksgiving.
Is he
Andy-
coming in for Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
I hope you are, Ryan. I haven't asked you.
Okay, well, we'll
I'll
find
send you a
out.
text before you even hear this.
And Seth, former guest, friend of the cast, for being a
Thanks,
patron.
Seth.
Thank you, Seth.
You didn't thank me, Chris. I'm the biggest patron of the cast.
You are. Thank you, Andy.
I give $5 every month because I believe in this content.
But yeah, just to go back, like
And all I did was spend hundreds of dollars on microphones.
well, we're gonna recoup some of those costs.
One of these days. That's the point.
Yep, that's the idea of the Patreon. But yeah, no, there will never be locked content or anything like that. It just helps us do some cool stuff and new stuff.
There's a 1-minute video that you'll see if you give us money.
Yeah, there
The
is.
thank you video that you can't fucking see. You can't see it.
On Listics, I know how to use YouTube.
But yeah, I mean, basically podcast advertisings nowadays, they're like advertising like dick pills and security services and stuff. It's like Fox News up in there.
Yeah.
And we're just not into that.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in any of those products. And if I
And
tell
also,
you
they
that
don't return my emails.
that too. And if I ever tell you that I believe in these products, I'm fucking lying to you. Because I don't. I just don't. Simply Safe, eat a dick. Squarespace, another dick for you, please.
Yeah,
But let me show you how I made my website with Wix.com.
What about Club W? Do you want to get overpriced wine delivered to you on a monthly basis? Who needs wine
shit
monthly?
is so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I will say, though, the one thing I did sign up for through a podcast was Audible.com, and I still have Audible, and I still use it.
Did you go to audibletrial.com/EIK?
No, I didn't.
Oh, cool. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. We actually got our first check from Audible.
Oh, did we? Oh, yeah, we got a chicken wing date coming up.
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, we got to figure out when
We're
we're
going
going
to
to
get $30 worth of wings.
Yeah, dude. All right, so with that, also we have our guest. If you had, this is really spastic
It's
today.
just the fellas.
That was supposed to.
Fellas.
Yeah, so Brendon, tell us about yourself.
My name is Brendan, and I am the producer of the Everyone I Know podcast, audible.com/EIK.
Thank you.
Audibletrial.com/
audibletrial.com/EIK.
/EIK.
Thank you.
/EIK.
Links are on the website.
Thanks.
So is Patreon.
Patreon.com/
I
everyone
produced
know.
this podcast. I was in a band. I'm not anymore.
It sucks.
But Chris still has the shirt.
I got it yesterday.
At a deep discount.
It was free. But yeah. So I guess moving on to the Old Man Minute. If you're new to the podcast, our father who listens to the podcast, he sends us an email every week recapping the previous week's episode with his thoughts and jabs. This one's a roller coaster, folks. So buckle up. I'm going to try to get through this here. Okay, happy Thanksgiving, EIK fellas. Snakes was awesome. If I may be as bold as to make a suggestion, perhaps he should consider changing his last name to Pliskin and start sporting an eye patch. It worked for Kurt Russell. Tally ho, topic 111. Come back bands and some Seuss. It's about time Schwen's band, The Worst, surged into the scene. Grandma was convinced that Dr. Seuss was smoking that wacky tobacco. Topic 2. Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I'm going to try to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice right now because that's what he asked me to do. We're going to see.
I believe in you.
We're going to see how this goes. Terminator 21. Breaking Mr. Rogers. Terminator. You're not fooling anyone, Rogers. I've been assembled at night, but not last night. Jesus Christ.
What's happening?
Hey, don't worry about it. The trolley brings methamphetamine to the neighborhood of Macbelieve. There are X owls and herds of pussycat cooking up. Bob Dog provides security. Distribution is handled by McFeely's? Speedy service delivery. You're a menace, Rogers. And I'm here to terminate you. Rogers. Oh my, Mr. Terminator. I'm sure we can reach an agreement and be good neighbors.
Wow, that's a good Mr. Rogers
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? Terminator. Wrong. And then he shoots him.
Very nice.
Yep.
Wow.
There we go, guys. Topic 3, on the campaign trail with EIK. So now I have to do Alex Jones.
Jesus Christ.
A lot of voice work today, boys.
Are you getting paid for this voice work?
I'm not. So Alex Jones. The EIK fellows have been instrumental in enlisting frogs to the gay side. They have denigrated President Trump and me. All this with peanuts thrown to them by Audible.com. I plead with any potential sponsors to rescind their patronage. God only knows what could happen if they get their money on their hands on any real money. Love, the Old Man. P.S. Enjoy Thanksgiving with your loved ones. It's my favorite holiday because it hasn't been totally commercialized.
I like how your Alex Jones is just you yelling.
Yeah. Yep. That's the way it works,
well
bro.
done.
I mean, Alex Jones is Alex
Yeah,
Jones.
it's
It's
just
just
him.
him yelling.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was just you yelling while trying to swallow something.
Yeah.
Arnold.
I can really just...
Without further ado, we're moving on now to topic number 1.
That intro was all the fuck over the place, wasn't
Hey,
it, boys?
baby. That's how we do it in the EIK. It's just the fellas. Go away. Audible.com/EIK.
Audibletrial.com.
God damn it. That's why we didn't get that money before.
As most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time when we have just the fellows episode, it's because a guest was unable to make it for whatever reason.
Yeah. The last two have been that way.
Yep. So it kind of sucks. We were hoping to have our buddy Aaron from the Poorhouse on again today, but he got wrapped up in some stuff. He's moving out to Wyoming.
Apparently, his life is more important than this podcast.
Apparently. So with him in mind, my topic was going to be about bar trivia.
Okay.
Something that he's involved in. I know you go, Andy, you go to a lot, and Brendan, I've seen you at trivia a couple of times, and I personally love on the occasion I do make it to it. So figure I didn't have enough time today to come up with a new topic, so we're going to talk about bar trivia, folks.
All right.
I just went to an awful bar trivia. This is a good topic.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
I'm glad you had a bad time, Brendan. Tell us about it.
Yeah,
Well, let's
bitch about
establish what is good bar trivia.
the one at the Poorhouse on Thursdays.
Joe
accurate.
Bellicosa.
Joe Bellicosa, who's coming back on the cast. He's been keeping up with the cast. Hey, Joe, what's going on?
How do you know?
I saw him, was it 2 weeks ago? I was outside getting some vape in my face at the Poorhouse, and Joe was outside moving his equipment, and he's like, "Hey, been keeping up on the cast." He apologized because they used the Queens of the Stone Age song for the for one of the
Trivia questions.
Trivia
Yeah.
questions. Like,
Music
hey,
round.
couldn't have been a deep cut. Sorry about that.
So here's what I like about that trivia is it's
good.
It's just fun.
Yes.
It's not like
It's not
hard,
frustrating.
It's not frustrating. It's not like, oh, the sports part, I don't know what the hell we're
Yeah.
talking about now. it's just fun, and it's always worth going to because
Yes.
you always have a chance because you never know what crazy crap it might end up being about.
Right. I wouldn't. I'm going to push back against the idea that it's not hard.
It can be
It's
hard.
difficult,
So
but
somebody,
it's like
somebody sum up what his trivia is like.
so he does a lot of things that are kind of like puzzles.
Yep.
That's the way that I find it. Where he does like he'll do things like is it Wheel of Fortune? They do before and after.
Yeah, before and after.
So you have one word and then you have another word and they meet in the middle and then it makes one continuous
My
word.
example is always the original lead singer of Black Sabbath and a what's it called? No, the star of School of Rock and Ozzy Osbourne's first band.
Right, Jack Black Sabbath.
Jack Black Sabbath.
That's one of the ones he used to
Yeah.
do. A large sized feline, and it was either Fat Cat or Flabby Tabby.
And the other thing is that,
that's for rhyme time,
if you
sorry.
try to cheat on that, you can't,
can't.
really.
You can't cheat unless you already kind of know the answer, and you're just like, "What fucking
You can't
movie was
Google
that?"
it. It's not like you can go to the bathroom and pop out your phone and figure that out. I remember I went to that trivia once, and I don't remember what the specifics were, but there were two categories where one was really easy, and then the next time, like another category, like 3 categories later, it seemed insanely difficult and impossible. But the trick was it was the exact same set of answers as the really easy one.
Oh,
A
interesting.
couple earlier. And so that was the trick to figuring out what
You
it
had
was
to
supposed
figure
to
out
be.
one of those
lends
answers
it-
to crack the code.
It lends itself. Joe's trivia lends itself to people collaborating.
Yes.
which is cool.
Yes.
because you might have one half of it, and then someone else has the other
right,
half of it.
right.
So I think that's what makes good trivia.
He never asked you to remember dates
Yeah, that's really. Thank you,
Yeah.
Joe.
or like numbers of things.
So the garbage trivia that I went to was we went to Buffy the Vampire Slayer trivia.
Okay.
And as a gigantic
Big
fan,
Buffy buff.
huge fan of Buffy the Vampire
He's a
Slayer,
buff head.
I was very excited about this.
Uh-huh.
So it felt like the day I had been waiting my whole life for.
You'd been training.
I had been training and didn't even know it. I didn't know that those like 20 times I've watched the whole show of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I was waiting for this day. And then it was the most garbage trivia ever.
So what was it that you didn't like about it? Was it very like hyper specific or like
Her idea of what a difficult question about Buffy the Vampire Slayer was let's play 6 Degrees of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What sport does Sarah Michelle Gellar's husband
That's
help
dog
promote?
shit.
And by the way, it wasn't even a sport; it was WWF.
that's a sport, Brendan? What are you talking about? Come on.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, it's entertainment. What's those sports?
So then wait, if that's entertainment, it's also sport. That makes us athletes, baby. We
Hell
entertain.
yeah.
So that was the kind of difficult question there was. Mm-hmm. It was terrible.
See, yeah, that's like what turns me off. For a lot of trivia at bars, it's just like super minute details about things that nobody
Yeah.
fucking knows, and that
It's like someone went diving on the Wikipedia
Yeah.
page.
yeah. Or so I do once in a while I'll do the thing on your phone, the
HQ trivia.
HQ trivia. I was doing it last night because they had a Marvel one. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, I'm gonna clean up on this.
Yeah, I bet you were the only person in the world
Yeah.
that thought they knew all about the Marvelverse.
Yeah. I can't remember one of the questions. It was like, what's Thor's alias on his fucking license in one of the scenes of the fucking movie. And if you had read the Thor comic books, you would know what it is. I don't read those, but I've seen all the fucking movies.
Doesn't make you a real fanboy,
I
though.
was wrong.
Yeah.
I wasted a fucking free life on that too.
Is Scott, whatever his name, still on there?
The super,
handsome one.
yeah, the super charismatic guy.
Yeah, Scott Rosowski.
Yeah,
or-
he dressed up like Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
He-
what I
she
need.
does a
I
good
need to
job.
know. He's a great host. I love him.
Yeah, he's very energetic. He's very good. But so now with bar trivia, there's almost like a cult behind it for a lot of places.
Yes.
I've noticed, and people get almost fucking militant about it.
There can be some tough customers,
Yeah.
even in the most positive trivia environments.
Oh yeah. Well, so the bar I used to work at, we started doing trivia on Monday, and once the word got out that there was a bar in Oswego doing trivia, we were packed out for it.
Okay.
And the regular, so after it kind of died down, we got the regular people to come up,
Right.
and they would always sit in the same fucking spots.
Because they're nerds.
Yep, and they had the rituals, they would have 2 beers before, they wouldn't drink during, shit like that.
Wow.
It was they were very specific about how they did stuff, and if people came in that were being rude or whatever, you didn't need a bouncer, they'd get them the fuck out.
That's hilarious.
They didn't give a shit because that was their one night when they're going out and they're gonna have a good fucking time and play some fucking trivia.
Me and Maureen
Yeah,
are
exactly.
going out. We're going to drink 2.5 beers and we're going to have sex. unless we're too tired, and then we won't.
I was at a place once where they were having Friends trivia, and I was not participating because Friends is unacceptable.
Oh
my God.
I don't really
So I was
that show.
But think about
Watched a
who
lot of
shows
it by
up for
accident.
Friends trivia. It was the kingdom
Was it
of the white
Jennifer
girls.
Aniston? Did
No.
she come?
It
was it Lisa Kudrow?
It
Did
was.
David Schwimmer come? He was good on the OJ show.
Oh.
He was in the Band of Brothers.
He was in Band of Brothers.
Kingdom of the White Girls. It was
yeah, of course.
It was like their own little mini kingdom. The tap water ran with pumpkin spice. It was
Roasted.
They blocked my car in.
They had half.
Or I should say,
pumpkin
they
spice
blocked their
beer.
dad's car in. They used their dad's car to block my car in.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
And so, how did you find yourself at that trivia night? You were just drinking at a bar, and then then the women descended upon you.
No, it's because I rent a space in a warehouse next to this bar.
Ah, yes.
And so I was not even at the bar. I was just at the area.
Oh, so it creeped out.
So
Yes.
Friends ruined your night, even though you didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Would you say that maybe no one told you that life would be that way? Real friend heads out there will know what the theme song is.
It's a real deep cut.
I remember one time going to trivia at Justin's, and that sucked.
That's the Savoy now, right?
Yeah, it's Savoy now. Yeah. It's just it's gotta be the right atmosphere for like trivia for me at least. First off, anything sports.
I just don't know sports.
Yep, don't know it.
And I won't ever know it.
What are your thoughts on cheating in trivia?
Unacceptable.
It's not acceptable.
I don't.
Unless the people playing trivia are fucking assholes. In which case, ruin their day.
So what Chris means to say is, for him, it's unacceptable unless you want to. In which case, it's justifiable.
Yeah, if you can find a justifiable reason. No, there's times when people are really fucking assholes at trivia.
Oh yeah. No. Okay. So like going back to the militancy of trivia teams. I mean, Joe used to do trivia at Tierra, and Tierra was a smaller place in the poorhouse, and so there's chairs were at a premium. People would show up. One person would show up from a group early, order a coffee or something at Tierra, and then fucking post up at like an 8-person table and be like, "No, this is for me." It's like, dude, no, it's not.
Another gripe I have is if you're going to a place to play fucking trivia, buy something at the place. That's the point.
Because people would come in with coffees from Dunkin' Donuts
Which is-
sometimes.
Like, well, I saw when I worked at the bar for trivia, it would be, people would show up and they wouldn't buy a beer, then they'd win, and then they use the winnings to buy beer.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Generally, I would say that the trivia crowd is not always the regulars at the bar.
No,
Generally,
they-
it's not.
it's
It's
normally
generally more...
They're trivia people.
They're
like-
trivia people. They're
like trivia.
homebodies. They're nerds. Like they want to take tests on a weeknight. Like it just feels like, you know what I'm saying? Because trivia is a test, right? And like some people, school's for fools, and some people are like me, where school is where
That's where you work.
That's where I work, and I do best there. It's structured. I know the rules. No one's gonna confront me.
I had a history teacher that said once, when I was a kid, I told my parents I wanted to go to school when I grew up. I didn't see why I had to stop. And they laughed at me, but I have never missed an opening day since.
Hell yeah. Okay, so another one of the things, like, so there was a chair thing at Tierra.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was. I think it maybe just like everybody was like hopped up on caffeine, so there was more fuckery when it was at Tierra. Like at Poorhouse, maybe I think like when you're at a bar, like you understand
expected.
when you understand that there's a certain decorum. There's a large man behind the bar that might hit you if you do something wrong.
Pick you up by your head.
At Tierra, the toughest person in there is just the person behind the counter that practices Wicca. like
They cast such a
they're gonna
spell on you.
Cast a spell on you, and your crops aren't going to be good next year. But that's about as hard as it gets. So people used to act the fucking fool there. I remember one time Joe, once again Joe Belcosa, Poorhouse Thursday, 7:00.
Do that.
But what was I going to say? Joe, he had an answer. I can't remember what the question was, but it was basically Alexander the Great, and he said this Greek conqueror did this, this, and this, and somebody raised their hand, they go, like, they got the question wrong or something like that, and they raise their hand, and they go, first of all, raising your hand, what the fuck? Fucking,
get the fuck out
some
of here.
nerd-ass shit right there. But then they said something like, excuse me, but he's actually from Macedonia?
Ah.
And he was like, shut up. Just shut up.
So we're talking about nerd trivia, though, right now. Have you guys ever been to bro trivia?
Bro trivia? No. I try to go in, then they break my glasses. Give me a wedgie.
So a bar that used to be open, the Parkview Pub, I used to go to.
Chris's
all the
first love.
Oh, I fucking loved that bar. Such a fucking nice bar.
Then gentrification took it away.
Yes. Fucking Albany
Medical
Med just
Center.
fucking said, nope, you can't have this bar anymore, and it's fucking still goddamn vacant. But they would have trivia, and the people that went into Parkview were not. I would not describe them as intellectuals.
They weren't a brainy bunch. No.
No. And I remember going to the trivia one time, and the place was packed out. It's mainly sports stuff.
Yeah.
And he asked the question. I can't remember what it was. And then everybody starts booing him. It's too easy, boo. And then he goes, motherfuckers, you complained about how hard it was last week.
I like a tough trivia host.
Yeah, he just wasn't taking any shit. But it's kind of like what the trivia like at Granny's is now,
Yeah.
which I won't go to.
I just can't do it. The men are so strong and tough, and they know about the sports ball, and it's
They're going to pick you up and throw you like a baseball.
they're gonna throw me through the field goal like a slam dunk. I hear,
But you'll develop some kind of neurotoxin.
which is just bleach, and I'm gonna put it in their beer, and then they're gonna die.
This Bud Light tastes a little weird today.
Well, it'll be the last one you ever drink, buddy.
Yeah, they would lose some good people, though.
Yeah, I mean, as far as bar trivia, I love. But
it's good
I actually haven't been to the Poorhouse for bar trivia in a long
gotta
time.
get back down there,
You
man.
know why? It's because my team won't fucking go with me. We have a group chat, and people don't even answer anymore. It's very heartbreaking, and it's on Facebook, so you can see that they saw it. Oh.
Once the weather gets nice again.
Okay, so 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months
I'll
from now.
see you there.
Yeah. Well, it's hard too with like football on Thursdays and stuff.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
up. Not that anybody we go to trivia.
Yeah,
with
Chris, you're
watches
just fucking-
football. I'm trying to make you feel better, dude.
Fucking Olivia always punks on you because when Julie wasn't living here, when she would come up and visit, you'd be like, "Oh, let's go to trivia on Thursday." Olivia's like, "You don't fucking come any other time. You're gonna act like you've got trivia."
Well, I got to spend one less day at the Poorhouse is really what it comes down to.
Listen, I respect that. I respect your agency in that decision. So once again, Joe Belcosa.
Yeah, go support
Madison
Joe.
Poorhouse, 7:00. I think he also does Bombers in Schenectady.
I think that is accurate.
There's a Tuesday one too. I think Bombers is Wednesday.
He's somewhere in Albany.
Troy, he doesn't one in Troy.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't
Up
know.
here, over the river.
Joseph Belcosa.
Check him out. Funny dude, friend of the cast.
On that note, we're moving on now to topic number
Leases.
I got so much room over here now. We got a slightly different setup, guys. I got the room. I can stretch out my arms and just doodle-oodle-oodle on my synthy doodle-oo.
So my topic is that some people die.
Oh, no.
And then we remember all the awesome things they did.
Yeah, that's
But do some people, particularly musicians, die and then we think they were so great just because they never got to suck eventually?
Yes.
Sublime.
That was quick.
Yeah,
I didn't know that anyone from Sublime died.
yeah, the lead singer.
Wait,
died.
are you serious?
Yeah.
You know, I don't really keep up on Sublime news. I've seen the poster. It's like a sun with a skull thing going on. This is kind of cool.
They sing about date rape.
Yep. Oh, it's not good.
Yeah,
Well,
he
they actually do
basically
sing about it.
died
It's like
before they became famous.
Yep.
Okay.
And they got famous. Well, they were like they had play on the radio.
Yeah, a little bit.
Before, but like once he died, that's when they really started getting.
That's
a
when
lot
they
of play.
started printing the posters, the velvet ones that you see in
The
dorm
velvet
rooms.
ones that Hosey had in his fucking basement.
Absolutely.
That blacklight one.
So another one to think about is Kurt Cobain.
Yep.
Yes.
Do you think Kurt Cobain would have sucked eventually, or should I say Nirvana would have sucked eventually?
See, that's a good question. Because we don't know. because the sound changed a little bit between by the time
you could see an
came
evolution happening.
I think In Utero is a better album.
I
than
think so, too.
Nevermind, and Nevermind's a better album than Bleach.
Boy,
so,
Bleach is kind of dog shit.
Now, here's the
So,
question
you
I
know.
have that maybe goes counter to this. Do people still think of Elvis Presley as good? Because he got shitty and then died.
Yeah, they only think about the good. Well, so okay,
people
so
forget about how shitty some of his later stuff
Yeah.
is, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
particularly how shitty a lot of the movies he was in were.
so the other thing too is the way in which an artist dies. If it's tragic,
Right? Tragic or just
or if it
quiet
passed, if it
passing.
passed away.
Oh yeah, the way he died, he like Marlon Brando'd out, just kind of
Yeah.
like, blech.
Wait,
He
he was
just-
taking a dump.
Yeah, literally.
He just got
No, he was.
Yeah, I know. He literally was taking a dump.
he got so big, and then everything just kind of.
Yep.
He
All
stretched
came
out his cell walls, and then all his goo left him.
his goo. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, think about it. Here's somebody from a similar time period as Nirvana that went on to suck and then died after they sucked, which is Scott Weiland.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So he had time to live to suck and then died. And people don't think of it as like, remember the legendary Scott Weiland. But if Scott Weiland had died in the prime of Stone Temple Pilots, would he be a little more like a legendary character, like Lane Stanley?
He'd be as deified as Kurt Cobain,
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, that might be a little far, but
Yeah, well, maybe not as
but
much.
maybe as much as Lane
Yeah.
Stanley.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, because no, the fucking Scott Weiland took a pretty hard turn. Remember that Christmas album he
I was
put
about
out?
to bring that up. Do you remember the live performance he did?
Oh, I do. He did a live
I think it was on
performance.
Leno, or it was on Conan or something.
good. I love the holidays.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You got your heroin with you, Scott?
I was watching it and I thought when it played, I was like, "Is this like a gag? Like is something going to happen?"
It was completely straight. He
It
didn't.
was so weird.
Yeah.
But then Lane Stanley, I would say Lane Stanley probably has a similar level of
Yeah.
fame as because Nirvana's another level.
Yeah.
But Alice in Chains probably similar level as Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah, I often confuse them.
You're not the only one, man.
And Soundgarden, they're all the same band.
No.
Those are totally different.
They're different, but are they?
Now Chris Cornell never really ended up.
He never died,
He
but
never
he did
sucked.
kind of
Well, he
suck
did die.
every time
he's dead. He killed himself.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they really do all bleed together for you.
I just I don't know.
But Chris Cornell, aside from that Audio Slave album,
The second one was bad. I have a soft
first one
spot in
was
my
good.
heart for the
He's
first
great
one.
in
yeah.
the studio. His live performances are bad though.
Dog shit.
He
They're
cannot
so
sing
bad.
live.
that
Well,
happens
he
to a lot of
couldn't
people
sing.
as they
He
get
can't
older.
sing live because he's dead.
He's dead now.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
Can't even talk live.
But his death, he still kind of maintained that status.
Yeah.
But I think it's
Yeah.
because he never really like shit the bed like the way
Yeah.
Scott Weiland did.
I think he
Yes.
didn't piss people off enough either. I think that Scott Weiland probably
Yeah.
had a lot of chances before pre-Christmas album. Was he? So wait, was he also the guy that ended up in Velvet Revolver?
No, yeah, Scott Weiland was.
Yep.
That was Scott Weiland. Okay.
Yeah, and that sucked too.
Yeah, it was.
What are you talking about? That one song?
How'd it go? I am.
No,
Yes, I
nope,
want to
that-
get close to you.
No.
Yes, exactly.
It was that song Slither. It went. I
don't remember.
remember.
That song.
Is there anybody who you think that always sucked, but if they died, they would be legendary now?
Ooh.
Like, what if the dude from Nickelback died?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
after their second
No.
album. I mean, he's dead
You mean after their
inside,
second album
Yeah.
died? Oh yeah, he would. Well,
Like
I don't know,
if the guy
because
from if the-
Canadians, I don't think stand that hard. I think that they need the. I think,
hot take on Canadians.
I'm just saying. I feel like they don't. They need consistent output. They need a Celine Dion. They need
Yeah.
a Shania Twain who's not from Canada.
They need a Marlon Brando.
Who's not from Canada?
They need an Iggy Pop.
Not from Canada. Tried to trick me on that one. He's got an accent, fool.
Iggy Pop's American, dude.
Well, he's got old Englishman muscles.
He does.
He's got Gardenia.
Exactly.
Gardenia.
Who else died?
Abraham Lincoln.
So how about the probably one of the best like outros to somebody's life ever is David Bowie.
Yes. He knew he was going to die. He made a great album about dying, and then he
That
died.
album is it's an amazing album. It's hard to get through.
His whole album, I mean, his whole discography, his whole career was brilliant.
Yeah, no, he's one of.
There's like almost nothing
So-
bad in the whole goddamn thing.
Imagine having such a legacy that after you die, fucking people in your same like in the music industry just start putting out albums like you.
Yeah,
'Cause that's what happened.
Once you die, everybody's just chomping your flavor. Everybody
just
wants
like,
to be.
yep.
Everybody goes through a Bowie
He lived
phase.
long enough to see Marilyn Manson copy him.
Yep. Well, like, what's it called? The newest Queen's album is there's very much like Bowie fucking licks on there, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah. If you're gonna be weird and androgynous, you're gonna be Bowie. There's no other way to do it. He did it right.
What about Freddie Mercury?
I think that Freddie Mercury was totally good.
Do you think though if we do
My expert analysis.
we never got to see him become like Robert Plant, just like unable to sing the way he sang, just kind of
true.
like it's like. And Robert Plant's newer stuff is actually not bad.
Yeah.
But
Probably the worst thing that came out of Queen was that fucking movie.
well, the thing with Robert Plant is his stuff's not.
I was over that.
We're back to the
I was
movie.
over that. And,
Robert Plant's newer stuff's not that bad,
So
but when you
much
listen
fucking
to
money,
it,
too.
you end up just feeling like kind of sad that he can't sing the way he used to.
Yeah.
And it kind of robs the music a little bit.
You know who I thought when I saw them had lost their edge a little bit, and that was Meatloaf.
There was an edge.
Yeah, dude.
yeah, when did Meatloaf have an edge?
Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
exactly.
That era? Bad Out of Hell? Or was it Bad Out of Hell
Fight
2?
It was all of them.
Fight Club.
He was great.
Rocky
Fight Club.
Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, question: who do you think is going to be the next artist to die in the kind of the same way? I'm
Guys,
thinking.
we can't do this anymore.
I'm thinking
We've killed too many. No, don't do it.
I had an idea when you mentioned the Christmas album.
Oh, God. Are we killing Santa Claus?
No, Santa Claus lives in our hearts. No. So, you guys have heard of the band The Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to bring them up.
Well, they have a new album out that's not total dog shit, just half dog shit.
Okay.
I listened to some of it. I liked it and then turned it off like about 3 songs in. They made a statement recently saying they're making a Christmas album. So I'm pretty sure after they make the Christmas album, Billy Corgan's going to be taking the dirt nap.
It's the mark of the beast, dude.
I think it is.
Because if you want to go into the occult overtones of Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an alt-right weirdo.
Is
he really?
He is.
Yeah, he said something about SJW.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's a Santa justice warrior.
Think about like that is a band that really like sloped downhill quickly after
The
after
new album's
Melancholy.
not totally bad.
But you know, if
Zwam was great, guys. I'm
was
not going to have you defame Zwam on my program.
That was
Zwam!
a bad. What was the track he put out like a year or 2 ago called like Being Beige? I didn't
That
even
was the name
know
of the album.
Was the album?
I don't know.
Being
I
Beige?
don't fucking know,
It
dude.
was
It was
so
called "I'm
bad.
Vanilla and Boring" by Billy Corgan.
When I'm having a bad day, I just Google search Billy Corgan sad at Disney World. Kids at home, do that real quick. It'll
Yeah.
make you smile.
no, he really is like a real dickhead in real life.
Oh, he's a piece
there
of
was
shit.
actually so he had like a whole there was this there's this trans pedal maker
Okay.
named Debbie Ever, and he got into and she makes amazing pedals, and he got into like a whole like spat with her. And because he was promoting some of her stuff, he was using some of her pedals.
Okay.
And he like went on like calling her it.
Sweet,
on stuff.
sweet and cool and sweet.
I can't remember if it was exactly calling her it. It was something along those lines on
Yeah,
Twitter.
just misgender and being a
Like,
being a
just
fucking
being a
tool.
douchebag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete this music from my Spotify. I'll show
God,
him.
Cherub Rock, such a good song.
It's a
That-
good fucking.
Siamese
Dude,
album is Siamese Dream is a really good album.
listen to some of the new album. It's not total dog shit, but he's also a piece of shit. So maybe don't.
You know what? Here's what I have to say. A curse upon you, Billy Corgan. You will not make it through 2019.
A pox upon thee.
Pox upon your throat.
Now, what if Trent Reznor
Yeah.
had gone after the Fragile?
Jesus Christ.
After the Fragile.
Well,
that would've
nobody
been-
liked the
I mean,
Fragile
if he was
though,
ever
when it came out.
if he was ever
Yeah.
going to go, that's
But it would have
probably-
become classic because it is now kind of a classic album from
so
them.
when they re-released
I
the
love
Fragile,
that album.
I
Always
love the
loved
fucking-
it.
It's a great album. It
It's
has-
just too long. But a lot of albums from the late '90s are too long.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an orchestral movement type thing.
Yeah.
He has motifs and they come back.
I liked when he re-released it. He put the like the fucking 1-star review from Rolling Stones on it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Like he listed it as like all the credits and shit like
That's
that.
sweet.
Oh, that's great. I'm a huge Mike Patton fan.
Okay.
Singer for Faith No More.
Oh, gotcha.
And I once went and Rolling Stone has like all their reviews, and I went and read all the reviews for the Faith No More albums. And as I recall, they basically went like this: the review would say this album's garbage, and then the next review would be like, "This is nothing like the brilliant album before this, so this is garbage." and then the next one would be like, "There's nothing like the brilliant album before this. This one's garbage."
Yeah.
There was like a lag, a couple of years before they realized that all the albums were great.
Well, there's a movement. I mean, it's not a real thing, but like there are people out there that think it's the same thing with the Emmys or the Emmys and the Oscars and stuff like that. Like they shouldn't be given the year of because nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about year of. Like people didn't think that a lot of movies that were classics,
like classics that like
I mean, they almost gave the fucking Oscar to fucking La La Land.
They did give it to Shakespeare in Love.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? What did Shakespeare in Love beat out?
Saving Private Ryan, I think.
It's something
Oh
like
well,
fucking
that's
insane.
no contest. That's easy.
Shakespeare in Love, yeah.
Shakespeare
What
in
beat,
Love. You get to see
didn't-
Shakespeare's dick.
Didn't some bullshit beat Martin Scorsese one year?
Oh, definitely, because Martin.
I mean, I know
he got.
I know he got crapped on a lot, but
forget about
it was like I think Goodfellas lost to something.
Yeah, no, it did.
What did it lose to?
I don't know off the top of my head. It's not like we have computers in front of us.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like people don't know what's happening until it takes time. I mean, I have this happen to me all the time with albums.
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite albums are albums that I hated at first. Every Radiohead album I have ever listened to, I did not like on the first way through, at least 50% or less.
I gotta say though, like fucking Moonshaped Pool was.
Moonshaped Pool was good, but that's because I fucking learned my lesson with every other album.
I was into Moonshaped Pool.
The
from
only
fucking
one album
get,
of theirs
man.
I really don't like is
King of Limbs.
TKOL. Still like TKOL. I still love
no,
it.
that's fine.
King of
The
Limbs.
King of Limbs?
sucks.
You're talking about King of Limbs. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Okay Not Okay.
No, yeah.
I was like, what?
Okay
That's
Not
the
Okay is
that's
great.
the remaster. What are you talking about? Yeah, King of Limbs is garbage.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's
it is.
good. It's good. Give it another try.
I've given
Also,
it like 15 tries.
Listen to the remix album. The remix album is fantastic. It's
So-
Caribou. It's got Fortet. It's got
does?
Nathan Fake. It's
like-
fucking
So
great.
let me
All
give you
those.
kind
Lone
of
is
a
on
quick
it, too.
corollary to my whole subject. Bands where not the main person, not the front man died,
Okay.
and it lets them lock in their legacy and gives them the freedom to suck after that because
And,
people will
yeah.
always blame it on the person dying.
It'll get freeze framed.
And Led Zeppelin is an example.
Or The Who.
Or Queen.
Yes. Except Queen sucked after Freddie Mercury was gone, and no one disputes that except for the surviving members of Queen. Also, a
Fucked with that movie.
A pox upon your throat, surviving members of Queen.
For fucking up that movie. Dances with Wolves, by the way, beat out.
Oh, you can't. Classic movie, guys.
Besides, Dance with Wolves is just a ripoff of Avatar.
Yeah. Got him.
Avatar is a dog shit movie.
It's okay. They're
Well,
making
there's gonna
10
be-
more
there's gonna
movies.
be 50 more of them.
Oh god.
I've never even seen it.
You don't need to.
That is maybe a product of our time, the current media state that we live in, where it's like we literally have these huge projects coming in. They made Avatar Land after everybody in the world agreed that Avatar looked fine, was not that great of a movie, and they made a theme park.
I saw I recently saw that it took them 10 years to make these new ones because they needed to develop the technology to do mocap underwater.
Get fucked,
And I feel
Cameron.
like you could have just found a
James-
different solution to that problem.
James Cameron, if you're listening right now, get fucked.
That feels like a really long, elaborate excuse to just make something.
Why would you need to do mocap underwater
God,
to
'cause
simulate this? What's the fucking problem? The styrofoam
Yeah.
balls
Jar
float?
Jar
Like,
Binks
what's the
looked-
fucking problem?
Jar Jar Binks looked fine underwater. I'm sure that they could have gotten away with it.
Jar Jar Binks looked fine.
What if
What if Jar Jar Binks was
What if Jar Jar Binks died before?
Well, he kind of, that's the thing. If Jar Jar Binks had gone out a Sith Lord like he was
Yeah, he's
supposed to be,
a Sith
I
Lord.
believe it 100%.
he would have been.
Well, I believe it because it's a ripoff of another like sci-fi like story, and George Lucas isn't a good writer.
Yeah, yeah.
So he definitely ripped it off.
Yeah, no doubt.
But he's really good at remixes.
Yeah, I guess so. So is James
That's
Cameron.
how I like to think of George Lucas.
And Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino never had an original thought in his entire fucking life.
He thought that feet were cool. And that
Show feet.
And that he should say the N-word as much as he can. As much as they'll let him.
It's so gratuitous in
Django?
in
All of his
Pulp
fucking
Fiction.
movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that
'cause he's the
one,
one performing
fucking
it.
scene. Where he's got that look on his fucking
where
face.
he says
We got
it.
that fucking look.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
the look I'm talking about? This fucking look.
Yeah.
I like how
Fuck
you did
you.
the voice of every non-important character in South Park for that.
Well, that's his fucking voice in the movie. Watch that scene. Hey, what do you think this is?
Yeah, I know the coffee's good, Jules.
Jules. God,
That's why I fucking buy it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good line. Though.
Oh no, he can write dialogue. It's fine.
Sometimes.
He's just a weird foot guy, and he choked that
would
woman in
be-
Inglourious Bastards because he had to do it.
He would be one of the best script doctors in the world.
Yes.
But he accidentally got made something much more important.
Somebody told him that soul patch looked good, and that gave him too much power.
He's got a dumb fucking face too.
Yeah, he does.
Dumb fucking face.
What if in Pulp Fiction, or not Pulp Fiction, in Reservoir Dogs, when he gets shot in the head, what if that was a real bullet?
That was just it.
And that was it.
Or in not Inglourious Bastards, Django when he gets exploded.
What if that was real? What if when he died in Grindhouse? What if that was real? What if his
He
dick?
does kill himself a lot in his movies.
Because he can't keep acting.
That's not how they're written. They just improvise.
Yeah, I was
He's
gonna
like,
say-
I can't do this anymore. Just kill my character.
Or his DP's like, all right, Quentin, we're done. Fucking blow him up. What were we talking about?
People who died early.
Okay.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh,
That's a tough one
he
because
was legitimately
he's an
talented.
amazing guitarist.
Was.
Jimmy's up there in heaven playing with Tom Petty and Martin Shkreli.
Martin Shkreli's still alive.
So
in
you
jail.
think, have you checked your phone? Is he dead yet?
Nobody's shanked him in prison yet.
Billy Corgan's still
if my
kicking.
coffee shop curse worked, he should be dead by now.
Martin Shkreli's a piece of shit.
Yeah. But it's business, baby, dude. Business is always good.
Yeah, you got to make money.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean,
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick, he didn't die before his time. I mean, he did.
Well, he lived in his time, and he was just an amazing filmmaker. And
Yeah.
right up until Eyes Wide Shut.
Great movie. Underrated.
Nope, it's a piece of shit.
Not enough boobers.
It's I say it every single time. It's the last gasp for the genius.
And it's a great movie.
What he died of? Fat?
Fat, yeah.
It's on his death certificate.
Some people think he was killed by the government.
By Courtney Love.
By Courtney Love.
She shot him in the head and made
That'd
it
be-
look like a heroin overdose.
There's a great. It's not a great movie, but it's okay. It's called Moonwalkers, I think.
Okay.
Starring Ron Perlman, where the U.S. government needs to fake the moon landing, and they have to get Stanley Kubrick to do it. And this is fucking random English guy pretending
Why
to
are
be
there
Stanley
multiple
Kubrick.
movies about people like pretending to be Stanley Kubrick?
Because like when that happened, Call Me Kubrick with fucking what's his name? What's the actor's name?
No, like watching. You try to figure it out.
John Malkovich.
Malkovich.
Yeah, John Malkovich. But
It's because it's such a fucking Hollywood thing.
well, no,
Like they just want to feel important. Like we did it. The government.
actually-
the government came
that's
to
actually pretty
us.
fucking
Like,
accurate.
Yeah, that's what there's fucking self-important bullshit.
a-
They make the movies.
there's a great mockumentary where it's about Stanley Kubrick filming the moon landing.
Okay.
And they have like fucking like actual politicians being like, "Oh, we couldn't do it," and 2001 came out, and we were like, "Oh, I guess we just got to get fucking Stanley on this." It's really fucking funny. I showed it to our father when he was drinking, and he believed it for a little bit. He's like, "No, this has got to be bullshit." I'm like, "Yeah, just wait till the end. The last roll of it is them all laughing about it. They have like Newt Gingrich on it and shit."
Newt Gingrich can laugh.
He chuckled.
Whoa. That's acting. Because he's a bad guy, guys.
It's just because parents believe everything on the internet.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
In the 90s, it was don't believe anything on the internet, and now it's freedom.eagle/com told me that Hillary invented AIDS.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
The boomers easily fooled. It might be why the magic industry had such a boom in the 90s.
Oh, I've got a whole theory about it. I think that the boomers are so gullible to these things because of their sense of entitlement that they think if they can just find somebody that says it,
Yeah, that like
that
justifies.
they're entitled to just go with it. It's all part of the boomer entitlement.
Sorry, guys.
All of our boomer listeners.
Your generation ruined America. Moving on.
Love you, Dad.
See it. Actually, I won't see it Thanksgiving.
I'll see you very soon. Moving on now to topic number 3. Okay. the first 3D vape. All right, guys.
Got no juice. I got to pull it harder.
Because I have become the de facto holiday correspondent for the podcast.
When did that happen? I didn't vote for that.
Hey, he said de facto.
De facto, exactly.
He won the Electoral College.
We are going to talk about Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I like Thanksgiving.
I fucking love Thanksgiving.
It's Chris's favorite holiday. He disclosed before the podcast, and we said, "Shut your mouth, leave it for the cast."
It is my favorite holiday.
I want to talk about a certain thing that's going on right now, and that is an assault on our values. Once again, sorry, boomers. This is going to be pretty bad. There's a goddamn war, people.
Yep, there is.
There's a war on Thanksgiving.
There is.
And I believe it. Do you believe it? Do you see
I
the
believe.
signs? Do you see the people stripping away Thanksgiving from the TV, from the newspaper, from the telegraph?
A fucking second thought.
Thanksgiving is a very important spacer.
Why do you have hats?
I have a pilgrim hat and I have a turkey hat.
I'll wear the turkey hat.
Do you want the
I'm
pilgrim?
really happy that you guys only have 2 hats because I don't want one.
Good.
All right, bro.
This is what I have to say. There's a goddamn war.
Props are the best podcast thing.
They help the room, Brendan. Now, I find that Thanksgiving is an important spacer for Christmas.
It shouldn't be a fucking spacer. Don't call it a fucking
But
spacer.
here's the thing. We have to think tactically.
Yeah, this is not a war. This is ethnic cleansing.
Getting rid of Thanksgiving?
It's being replaced.
It's
This
being
is
I'm taking the hat off.
That's fine. It's very not fun to wear them.
That.
Anyway, what do you mean? What do you mean? Who's replacing it? Is
Christmas
it
is
Christmas
replacing it.
Christmas.
Commercialism is replacing it.
It's true. The mark of the beast, my friend. But here's the thing. I mean, fucking
It's
Thanksgiving.
gentrification.
But no, but like Thanksgiving doesn't even get the before. Thanksgiving ends fucking not even on. Like, you eat dinner, and that's the end of Thanksgiving,
what?
and then it's fucking Black Friday time, guys.
Well, no,
it's Christmas
that's what
already.
it is. It's not Thanksgiving season. It's not Thanksgiving holiday. It's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week.
Yes. And it's crazy to me that Thanksgiving doesn't even get it on the other end because fucking Halloween takes over all the before time for Thanksgiving. People are still getting spooky way deep into November.
It's a fucking travesty because what other holiday do you just get to stuff your fucking face and like be with your family if that's your thing?
Yeah.
And like
That's
and that's
everyone can celebrate.
and that's literally all it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Christmas without the baggage.
It's-
It's all the good parts of Christmas.
It's the part like where you say like people are like, don't say happy holidays to me. It's a fucking holiday that you can say to anybody.
Yeah.
Because it's Thanksgiving. There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
It just celebrates the
Well,
the
if you're
time-
an American,
Yeah, right. Well, you're in America. Right. Yeah. They have it in Canada too.
Yeah, yep,
Because
same
it's just a harvest holiday. It has nothing to do, as much as people think, it has nothing to do with some magical fucking dinner that the Pilgrims had with the Native Americans. Didn't happen. Like, let's all fucking wake
Fake
up.
news.
Let's wake up, America.
You mean all of the pilgrims and all of the Indians didn't get together on one day and have
No,
dinner?
didn't happen.
Wow.
It's just a harvest holiday. They've been happening long before America and hopefully long after.
So they'll still be going in like 3 years.
Yeah. I'm not trying to give up Thanksgiving until, before I'm 30.
yeah,
Yeah, it really is the best holiday.
the best food. It's like you said. There's no baggage with it.
There's no baggage.
It's cooking,
It's
and you
just-
get to cook for a bunch of people. If that's your thing, if you don't like to cook, you can literally walk out on the street and be like, "Hey, I'm hungry," and someone's gonna fucking take you in. If anybody is in the Albany area and you need some place to eat on Thanksgiving, hit me the fuck up. I'm cooking a fucking turkey.
It's got everything you need. It's got turkey. It's got mashed potatoes. It's got racist
What do you-
uncles.
Yeah, well, it has those.
That is something I actually wanted to discuss. There's many secret traditions to Thanksgiving that I don't think that a lot of people are aware of. One of which Okay, so like you said,
Wait, it's post-election normally too.
right. It's always political. It's so political. You got to come correct to Thanksgiving. I'm stocking up. I've got a rebuttal to everything. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's that. What's this? Ooh, it's that. Do you think Donald Trump is a patriot? Ooh, didn't see the troops. Oh, he's an ass.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
He's afraid he's going to get killed in Afghanistan. That's a.
He's got bone spurs. Leave him alone.
Yep.
I think our president has bird bones. I think he's hollow on the inside. I say we crack him open, get that wishbone out of him, and see if we can heal this nation. Okay, so non-official Thanksgiving traditions. Like one is like traveling.
Yep.
Like
Almost
getting
always have trouble.
very angry at maybe your significant other or a person on the road who's trying to kill you while you're just trying to get home to see your dad. Another one is falling asleep while watching football because you don't know what's going on.
For the drinkers out there, the night before Thanksgiving
Is the biggest DWI arrest holiday in all year. It's Cops Delight. Take an Uber, folks.
Yeah, that's the biggest night to go out of the year.
Because all your high school friends will be at the bar.
That's why I don't go home.
You got to go out. You got to see that person that you never liked in high school. And they'll say, man,
we should catch up sometime.
We should catch up sometime. Or they say, I really liked you. I never was nice to you, but I really liked you. Oh, God. Okay, and then, of course, there's arguing politics.
Yeah, no, that's a big,
which
big.
I can't wait for. I can't wait. I can't.
I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know why you even engage.
Well, it's because it's like you got to be a real fucking doofus now. Like 2 years ago, sure, hypothetically things could have gone fine, but they're not. Everything's bad, and like it's just embarrassing to still claim that things aren't going bad.
The emails, though.
Ivanka's emails?
Yeah, that's a
Save it for Thanksgiving. Save it for Thanksgiving.
Let's
Fucking
move
next on that
Yeah,
shit.
who gives a
Anyway, it's
fuck?
not a political podcast, guys.
not.
Okay, how about getting drunk in front of your little cousins?
Yeah, that's a slippery slope.
They're like, Chris, come play with us. And you're like, fuck off. They're like, what?
I remember one year when we were back home for Thanksgiving, I had invited a couple of beers, and one of our little cousins looked at me. I was sitting at the kids' table, as I normally do, and he looked at me and goes, I want to get a napkin. I go, all right, bro, go get a napkin. I don't give a shit. Like, go. And he came back. He's like, I'm going to get one. I'm like, all right, dude, fucking go. He came back with a fistful of turkey. I go, that's not a napkin, dude. That's turkey.
On Thanksgiving, turkey is everything.
Okay. See, we only have one person who's not from our family, so I'm just going to quiz you on some of these things. Do you guys do a toast or grace at Thanksgiving?
Not really. Not when we host Thanksgiving now. That's our new thing.
I was gonna say, if you guys are gonna be around for Thanksgiving, you can stop by our
You
place.
stay on your side of the river, okay?
All right.
We are hosting for a very small party of people, a couple friends, some family. But we've never done anything like that. Back when we would go to my parents' house, my grandfather would do. He would hold like a grace thing in between our political arguments.
Sweet. It's like, and I pray, Lord, that my lib cuck, know nothing nephew, will just shut his fucking mouth
So we can enjoy this fucking homemade gravy.
Yeah, and ours wasn't even religious. It was just like, let's be all thankful for stuff, and now let's eat and try not to choke ourselves to death.
So speaking of that, we're talking about these traditions, but can we just talk about the food for a second? Because we haven't even fucking touched on that.
Let's talk about some sides.
Okay. Okay.
You want to talk about the bird? We'll talk about the bird.
We can talk about the bird, but
bird is the word.
But no, the most important part of the Thanksgiving dinner, in my humble opinion, is that gravy.
The gravy must be done correctly.
Because if you take your fucking gravy out of a fucking jar, oh boy, get out of my house.
Or
get out of your house.
You can't come to Chris's Albany Thanksgiving.
Well, no, you can. You can have my gravy.
But don't you bring none of that canned gravy, oh boy.
It's
Leave
so
it outside.
easy
Leave it
to
in front
make-
for the homeless.
It's so easy to make gravy. You just take some flour and
It is
some
not
butter.
easy to make.
Yes,
gravy.
it fucking is. Flour and butter.
but people have difficulty with it.
Flour and butter, and then you just put the fucking drippings from the
I'll be
goddamn
honest,
turkey in it.
If you can't handle making a gravy, I don't trust a turkey.
It's true.
That you made.
Now, here's a
You're
question:
gonna have yourself some goddamn turkey jerky.
When did you guys get allowed to cook for Thanksgiving?
It just happened recently.
You know, it was recent, and when you brought me into the fold because
Yeah.
you were first, and I was like, and then I got to make like the potatoes. I
Yeah.
got to make a little gravy when you got busy.
I got a little busy. Well, so not to mention the fact that I cooked professionally for I don't know how many fucking years. I wasn't
Exactly.
allowed to bring a fucking dish to
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
my mom and my sister are both. They both cook by trade, so I never had to cook anything. I never even really cooked for myself until I moved out of my parents' house.
Yeah.
Cooking's fun. Everybody should cook. Lots of butter.
All right. What's your favorite side?
Oh boy. So we talking side or like sides that are actually dishes like mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese counts as a side. Anything that's not the bird.
Stuffing
Stuffing.
done well.
Stuffing done well.
Not out of a fucking box.
Does it come out of the bird?
Doesn't come out of the bird. You don't put the stuffing in the bird. It takes too long to cook.
And it tastes a little gross.
It doesn't really taste that great.
It gets mushy, which is not the greatest thing. A little mush, not too much.
Sausage with like you actually make the bread. You don't make the bread. You don't have to make the bread. You can make the bread.
Cut up pieces of bread.
Yeah, you don't get the stofers like fucking not stofers or fucking stovetop.
Stovetop.
Don't get that shit.
What about you, Brendan? What's your favorite side?
Brussels sprouts.
Ooh, Brussels sprouts
Ooh,
good.
that's like kind of an English thing. Not very common in the U.S. is the Brussels sprouts at Thanksgiving.
Speaking of Brussels sprouts, Seth, friend of the cast, patron. We had our company like potluck thing today.
Oh,
they call-
those were good.
He made deep fried Brussels sprouts.
Hell
They
yeah.
were fucking
Brussels
nice.
sprouts are dope as hell.
I got the last ones that were
Yeah.
in there. Also, Rich, not a friend of the cast, made bourbon baked beans.
Yeah, he's a friend. He's a friend of ours. Has not been on the cast yet.
Not a friend of the cast.
He never will be.
Whoa, Saunders, yeah, be on the cast.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I asked him. He said no.
He's not gonna come on.
I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
We're calling you out. You
Rich Rock,
fuck.
you motherfucker.
Yeah. We'll never come to Granny's again.
Mac and cheese close second to the
Mac and
to
cheese,
the-
Did you give me any of my mac?
Which one was yours?
The jalapeno.
Yes, man. I randomly chose stuff and apparently chose people I knew for everything.
Well, me and Seth put ours next to each other.
Yeah, that was really good too.
Yeah, that was gone in 15 minutes. I was very happy about that.
Very nice. Before
Yeah,
it even gets cold.
I think I got like the last of that too.
Okay. What's your guys feeling on cranberry sauce?
Fuck cranberry
I was
sauce.
about to ask about that.
You don't like it at all.
Fuck it.
Okay. What
Get
about
outta
you,
here.
Brendan? None of it.
Get outta here.
None of it.
Get out of here. Screw. Whoa. Hey, cranberry. Screw. I like you in the juice.
So, cranberry sauce. I happen to be married to a woman who is exceptionally good at sweet things. Mm-hmm. So, homemade cranberry sauce. But her mom makes us have the canned stuff too because she prefers that.
That gelatinous.
Do you like the can that it comes out in the shape of the can? It's the question everybody wants.
It's fucking disgusting, and it goes against God. I'm
I-
standing on that. Nothing should be shaped like that you consume within polite company.
I like it because it reminds me of this fucking slime videos on Instagram. I cut it and I cut it and I cut it and I put it on my turkey.
I think just from a culinary perspective, you have to have cranberry sauce, man.
You gotta
Because
have
it-
All of these things, gravy included, I'll say it, gravy included, is to dress up turkey that is over fucking cooked. Just don't overcook your fucking turkey.
No,
You
no,
don't need
no,
any
no.
of that shit.
Listen, all the
listen.
shit you have on Thanksgiving.
This is the war on Thanksgiving right now. They're
Is-
trying to divide us.
is fatty. It's all fatty, fatterton, fat food.
Yeah.
And you need a little bit of that cranberry sauce to get the acidity to cut through that.
I disagree.
It brings the whole meal together.
Have you ever had a gobbler sandwich? A Thanksgiving sandwich?
Nope, because it's got cranberry sauce on it.
Well, fuck me then, I guess. I can't. My iron wit has been defeated.
What do you think about deep frying turkeys?
Never
I think
had
it's-
one.
I've had one once. It was okay. I think a better way to prepare a turkey, a more safe way to prepare a turkey.
I'd love to burn down my house.
Yeah, that's
That's
it
for
happens
sure.
like every fucking year. Somebody burns down the fucking house. Is to brine it. And I also heard that brining's on its way out.
Brining is out.
It's not, because that's how fucking Alton Brown makes his fucking turkey.
Brining
and
is out.
It's not.
Food has changed.
What's in then?
Normal.
Yeah, just fucking buttering your turkey and baking it, not overcooking it.
Yeah, no, I think Olivia read this article, disseminated this information to Chris and my father, who both lost their goddamn minds. And Olivia read deeper into the article, and they just said, it's just too hard. Don't bother with it.
Oh, so that's the reason, 'cause it's too fucking hard.
Yeah.
Wet brine or dry brine?
Wet brine.
You got to wet brine.
Wet brine. Wet brine. Wet brine.
You got to get your brine right, though.
I use Alton Brown. I'm going to use Alton Brown.
You got it. You got to get that osmolarity right, baby.
Yeah, so
otherwise you'll get isotonic, or I'm sorry, hypotonic, hypertonic cells, and then they're busting, and then they're no juicy. Maybe you dilute it out. You make your turkey too dry. Maybe you swell it up. It's got no more flavor. You got to get that osmolarity correct. Get the juice on the outside of the turkey similar to the juice on the inside of the turkey.
Is this an infomercial?
Osmolarity, a measure of osmotic pressure. It's how salty your food is.
All right, whatever. Lebanese Bill 9. Let's move along.
Lebanese Bill 9.
Consider the following.
I use Alton Brown's recipe for it.
Alton Brown.
He's that man is a god walking the earth.
He truly is a gift to man.
He really is. But yeah, it's mainly just vegetable stock and salt, and then and some spices and shit in there too. I think I'm gonna stuff the bird with some aromatics. Put some
Put some rosemary up its pooper.
Yep, some rosemary, some garlic, some onions, and just pop those boys out once it's done.
I saw online that people write on the tablecloth.
What?
Yeah.
How many tablecloths people got?
I don't know. Rich people.
Fucking assholes.
They probably do a disposable one or like a butcher paper one.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
You write what you're thankful for, though. You don't just draw dicks
Nah,
and curse. You don't just write. You don't do dicks and curse words.
What are your thoughts on green bean casserole?
I don't like it. It's gross.
I like it, and I think it's great.
All right, so we figured out that Chris is right and you are wrong.
I think. What's wrong with it? What don't you like?
How about?
I'm here for it all,
There's
guys.
nothing redeeming about green bean
It's
casserole.
green
fucking
beans.
weird.
It's buttery and gross and good. But you guys got to understand, I'm not offended by gross food. Sometimes food has to be gross. Sometimes you got to eat the weird stuff.
What about like yams with like fucking marshmallows and shit like
Do
that?
it. Bring it.
Oh
bring
my God,
it
do you see
forth.
binging
Come
with
forth.
Babish's? Like, that's what we're doing.
Oh yeah,
We're doing those.
I'm sous videing potatoes.
Yeah, that looked good too.
looked
but
really
yeah, he
good.
did like a whole thing with the yams where instead of doing the marshmallows on them, bakes them with with brown sugar and stuff, and then takes them out and puts ricotta on top.
Yes,
of them.
yeah, that's right. That's what it does. It looked
And
very
it was craisins that were cooked in
Crazy raisins.
yes, crazy raisins and some kind of nut too. Then he made like a sauce with that.
The nuts
Probably
are
an
also
almond.
crazy. That's why
It
they're
looks
nuts.
amazing. That actually might be the thing I'm most excited for because it looks so good.
You know, I'm gonna make them potatoes in the fucking sous vide. It's gonna be nice.
What about corn?
Corn's fucking awesome.
I don't really eat corn a lot on Thanksgiving. I don't think it's always there.
See,
You're
that was
past the
always
fr-
something that we had.
But you're past the sweet corn season.
One of
Well, you get the can of it. Fuck it. Put some butter on it. Fuck it.
canned corn is delicious.
Canned corn's fine. I'm not gonna. I had some
Yeah.
tonight. I made tacos. Okay, but I'm just saying, there's other stuff.
so
but
the-
I'm not gonna turn it down because I'm fully positive on Thanksgiving. Bring
about
it to
biscuits?
me. Bring it to me.
Well, yeah, dude. You need some carbs.
How are you gonna get through the day unless you have energy?
What about the Thanksgiving appetizers?
What are those?
Do you guys have a thing where
Usually it's just arguing with racist family members.
So my family always did like since you're not really going to eat all day, we had like appetizers that were put out because you're not really going to eat lunch.
Oh, you
Yeah.
fucking
So we
smart.
always did lots of little appetizers over the course of the day, and we always did pigs and blankets.
Okay.
That was an important one.
Okay.
Mozzarella sticks because
I like
it's
this.
appetizers, whatever. You know that kind of stuff. Spinach artichoke dip.
Okay.
Sounds like a New Year's party to me, Brendan. You sure it wasn't New Year's?
I'm telling you, it was always an intrinsic part of our Thanksgiving experience.
So our Thanksgiving experience, we have some stuff that we don't normally get because we are from
Lebanon. Yep.
Lebanon originally. So we get kibbeh and
Kibbeh nai.
Kibbeh nai, which is raw kibbeh.
meat.
So fucking
Give
good.
me the
You
meat.
get that on Thanksgiving, and you get that on Christmas normally, and also Easter.
Any big party.
What kind of meat is it?
It's top
beef
Yeah, it's top
and
ground
lamb.
beef. There's no lamb in it. We're too cheap to make. With
No,
lamb.
it's beef and lamb. What do you want? Lamb? Yeah, it's lamb.
it's lamb today.
Yeah,
I do love me some lamb.
You know, it's raw top ground beef with a bunch of spices, obviously.
Bulgur wheat.
and bulgur wheat.
Okay, so it's worms. Okay, next.
Delicious.
It's
delicious
fucking
worms.
amazing.
I even got Olivia to eat it.
Yeah.
I made a steak for the first time the other day.
For the first time?
For the first time.
Did you-
Remember, I was vegetarian for like a decade. It's only the last few years I started to eat meat again.
Well, welcome to the club.
Did you put butter on it?
I did put butter on it.
Hell yeah.
But I fucked up.
Would you overcook it?
I undercooked it a little bit.
No such thing.
Which is fine for me because I'm fine with a rare steak. But
Yeah.
Nicole was not a fan.
Yeah, you should really sous vide it.
But it was a really thick steak. Like it was really thick.
oh, it's the one you got for free, right?
Yes. And I
Thick steaks aren't the best steaks.
yeah. So it was like 90% in the middle still. Red.
Yeah.
But
What cut
fuck
was it?
It was New York strip.
Fuck New York strip steaks.
Oh, here we go.
Fucking they are fucking dog shit, prancing around pretending they're fucking Delmonico steaks. They're not. Get a fucking ribeye because that's got some fucking fat on it. Not a little tiny bit of fat on the end of it, an actual like fat marbling on the inside of it, so you can fucking render that fat and it tastes really goddamn good.
But do you put butter on it?
of course you put butter
okay.
on it. And don't get me started on fucking fillets.
Do you put butter on a fillet?
You have to because there's no fucking flavor in a fucking fillet because there's no fat. Oh, but it's so tender. Fuck you.
Chris, this is the Patreon exclusive content. This is the steak cast.
We should have a steak cast. Fucking, if we ever have somebody that like actually worked in a restaurant before on the podcast, I might have to just talk steaks.
Just talking steaks, dude. Talking steak.
Steak talk. Because
right.
seriously, fuck fillets. Because if you have to put a sauce on a steak, it's not a fucking good steak.
Good point.
Period.
Now, you said that you kind of feel the same about turkey and gravy.
Yeah.
If you put the turkey, then you put the
But
gravy.
gravy's
on the turkey,
delicious.
It's no good.
You shouldn't have to.
Gravy
it's a nice
goes-
accoutrement.
Do you make the gravy from the drippings from the turkey?
Hell yeah, you do.
I mean, what's the point otherwise?
Yeah.
Oh, here's one that I didn't write down, but I thought about.
Yeah, deglaze it.
Leftovers.
Leftovers might be the best part of Thanksgiving.
Now, here's the thing about the leftovers. I get tired of Thanksgiving food the third time I eat it. So you have to transform the leftovers.
I have been endowed by my creator with a wonderful ability to not give a shit whether I'm eating the same food for a long period of time.
You do well on a submarine, my friend.
Yeah, if I like something, I'll eat it. I could literally eat it every meal for weeks. Like I like raviolis. If you serve me nothing but raviolis for a month, I'd be perfectly
I'll go fucking
happy.
crazy. I'll lose my goddamn mind.
I won't. I'll be totally cool.
Here's a little cooking tip from the EIK universe. If you've got a bunch of extra turkey, make a turkey chowder. Turkey, corn, cream sauce. Really just cooks itself for the most part. It's great. Try it. Turkey, corn.
See, my preferred way to do Thanksgiving leftovers
Try
is
it.
literally
Turkey soup, baby.
I literally just take globs of the different leftovers, put them in a bowl, and eat them.
Yeah.
Don't heat up your Thanksgiving leftovers. You do not deserve it. Eat them cold.
Oh shit. What do you say, guys? We're coming up here.
Okay, I just want to get on the record and say fuck the Pilgrims.
Okay.
I wish that they had died on the way over.
They're dead.
They're dead now, but they weren't dead when they should have been.
If we didn't have the Pilgrims, we wouldn't have Massachusetts.
I want to see real quick.
And what a big fucking loss that would have been.
I want to see real quick if my guess for what Nicole's. Let's all make a guess. What is Nicole's favorite Thanksgiving side before she tells us?
Is it not the cranberry sauce?
Are you going to go
Cranberry
cranberry sauce?
sauce?
Cranberry sauce.
Chris, what are you going to go with?
Favorite side? I'm gonna say if we're counting mac and cheese. If we're not counting mac and cheese, probably stuffing.
I'm going to say mashed potatoes.
Potatoes.
But I
That's
think
why
mac
you're
and cheese
married
was
to
a good.
her.
That was a good guess. I think mac and cheese.
Yeah, just for the record, once again, just piercing a hole in the fictitious Thanksgiving story. Pilgrims did not leave did not leave England because of religious persecution. They left England to persecute for religious reasons.
They didn't like the persecution in England. They wanted their own.
Yeah,
Right,
they
exactly.
wanted to be.
They were prudes, and they fucked up the entire psyche of this country. Thank you. That is my soapbox. Thank you guys for coming. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for you guys. In fact, you know what? I'm kind of glad it's just the three of us and Nicole today, because I'm really thankful for you guys. It's been over a year of podcasting with you guys, and I think that I'm actually being sincere. I know I'm doing the dickhead voice, but thanks, guys. Thanks for this
seriously,
podcast, thank you, guys out there.
Yeah, if you're listening.
If you're listening, thanks for listening.
We appreciate you. And, if you want to get an audiobook, you can always get an audiobook.
And if you want to give us a fucking dollar,
Chris, what are you thankful for? Josh Homme. Okay, let's move on.
Mental health. That's what I'm thankful for.
Mental health. I'm thankful for my family and my friends because they make this all worth it.
Yeah, fair enough. Folks, if you're listening, thank you for listening. We are thankful for you. To our patrons, both of you.
Yeah, Seth and Ryan.
Thank you.
A bunch of mensches out there.
Yep, you're doing the good thing.
And if we get enough patrons, we'll make T-shirts or something.
Yeah, we'll figure that out when we get
We'll
there.
once the gravy train comes in, no pun intended, we'll figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much.
Yep. And don't fight with your family too much. Just enough.
Don't let the fucking bastards win.
Don't let the bastards grind you down.
You know what? Don't let them take your Thanksgiving from you. These SJWs. Santa, jealous, wiggity, didn't have a W word.
You get yourself warriors.
Warriors. It's true, though. Thanksgiving is a distinct holiday. Black Friday is bad for workers.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do not frequent businesses that make people work on Thanksgiving.
Yes, I had to work. I had to leave my family's house on Thanksgiving right at dinner time, drive to Albany to go work at a fucking shoe store through the night. Guess how much they paid me? Guess what the rate is? It's an easy one because it's the lowest one. Minimum wage to work throughout the night at a children's shoe store. Thank you, America.
All right, folks. Brendon, thanks for being on with us tonight, man. And everybody out there, be nice to each other, right?
Be nice.
But not too nice.
Yeah. Fuck pilgrims. Bunch of prudes.